The way this is going to work is each of these sharks have a rubric. If you've watched Shark Tank before, you know that they're giving lots of money. We're not giving lots of money, but we're giving a lot of feedback, and that's good. So each of them have rubrics. The rubrics are gleaned from sort of the way that they're graded in their Glenmeadow classes. So they have parts of the rubric is on their design and the way they've thought through the presentation. And so they're going to have a chance to present a few minutes. It's like a pitch, just like they would do on Shark Tank. Then each judge is going to be able to ask them a question. They'll have to respond, be quick on their feet. And so this is a real fun experience for them, but there will be a winner at the end of this. And we do have bigger prizes. Again, no one's getting $1 million here, but I think you're going to be impressed when you see some of the prizes we have. So this is a competition. But we do have to recognize that the 6 groups that have already been selected have been selected from many other groups that you saw already. So in many ways, they've already really earned a great distinction of being chosen for this. So this is meant to be supportive, but there is that competitive factor just to make it even more fun.
Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Bruno. I am the Vernon Township High School engineering teacher, and hopefully I can see a lot of you guys coming up. We offer programs from 9 through 12, so definitely sign up for the program, especially grade 8 students.
Hi, I'm Gina Dabrowski from the Daily Bean. That's it.
Hi, I'm Jackie Van Orden, Assistant Principal here at Vernon Township High School, and I oversee freshmen and sophomores. So for those of you that are 8th graders, I'll be seeing you next year.
Hello everyone, my name is Ted Brennan. I'm with Wallkill Group. We're a general contractor in Hamburg, New Jersey. We do a lot of commercial work here in the county, in Orange County, New York. And we have been fortunate enough to work with some of you students that aren't quite there yet, that have graduated Vernon High School and come on and even to work for us. And the new CTE program that they're running out of here is phenomenal. It's in its early stages, only a few years in, but we just hired a recent grad from last year, and he's doing an amazing job. He chose not to go to college, chose to do some night school, and he's working for us. He's been with us for about 6 months, so college is an option, but the trades is also another great option. Thank you.
I know you're nervous. I know you're scared. I know that you want to present yourself as who you are and not a nervous wreck. So do it. Don't worry about if people like your product because you made it this far already. Imagine if this product actually went somewhere and how many people you'd be helping. You've got this.
Imagine if you could just hear that for yourself at any time, just with the press of a button. I know that there are a lot of people who are not sure how to talk about certain problems that they have, or they are very nervous to ask for help from a specialist like a therapist. And a lot of people just don't know how to ask for advice, and they have a lot going on in their life, even if they have people that they really trust. And I know it seems like just a recording device, but that's not all it is. People need to learn to send nicer messages to themselves, and I think that my product can help that. I think that it would be great if people could just actually put in the effort of getting themselves a product that's made specifically to help their self-worth. And if we can learn to send better messages to ourselves, we can learn to ask for help when we're ready for it and not feel pressured, I think that would be incredible. I want this product to be less of a giant thing like this and more of like a piece of jewelry, like a pin or a bracelet or an earring or a necklace or something like that, and maybe have it connected to like a Bluetooth earpiece. So you could play a general message to yourself that you say to help motivate you for something. Like if you are about to have a test or there's something that's going on in your life and you don't know how to talk about it, you can just play the message to yourself. And I think that would be great if people could just say better things to themselves. I personally have been through a lot in my life, a lot that has to do with custody and divorce with my parents, and it was really hard. And at the time, I didn't really know how to talk about it, so I really wish that I could have gotten myself something like this. Any questions?
Kelsey, I didn't want to get away without recognizing it. And I get to be the with the microphone. I couldn't get it working. That was phenomenal. It's not easy being the first one up, right? A lot of pressure. Settling in with using your piece that you had there was great. I thought it helped you get comfortable and speak in front of a large audience of your peers and a bunch of old people, right? I love your product. You were well spoken. You spoke confidently. Just great job.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to reiterate what Mr. Brennan said. I give you a lot of credit for coming up there and sharing a personal side. Starting off the presentation with the item itself, before you said anything, you just let us listen to your voice and what that product can do. I know for myself, after I heard the words that you said, they were very affirming, and it made me feel good just listening to what you had to say before you even began your presentation. So I just wanted to say that was a great job.
Thank you.
Kelsey, you did a great job. You know, I work with a lot of engineering students, and boy, I wish you could come up and show them, obviously, presentations, because you did a nice job of grabbing the audience right from the beginning. Personal story. I like the idea as an engineering teacher, try to incorporate that as a piece of jewelry and marketing. Did you think about how you would sell this product to certain peers, a certain age group, or?
I was thinking that maybe it would be for people, like starting with people similar to my age, because I have quite a few friends who also have a lot going on in their life, and I know that they wait a little while to tell me, and I'm completely fine with that. I just wish that they didn't think so badly about themselves, or guilty for even not sharing it, and I wish that they could just be able to motivate themselves by actually hearing their own voice. And I personally have a therapist, and I talked to her about this product, and there is a study similar to this called cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's really awesome to think that people can actually reassure themselves.
Thank you very much, Kelsey.
I want to say good job. I like the way that you made it. I don't know how to put it. You made us all feel the same as you, basically, because we all have that little thing inside of us. And I want to say good job. I like that product.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Greta, that's Cassidy, and our product is Bottle Boy. Basically, it's a water bottle with sunscreen and a snack compartment. Basically, the sunscreen sprays onto you with a fan, and the snack compartment's at the bottom, and you could just pack any snacks and go with it.
Some of the benefits of this are it saves space, so instead of bringing like a tube of sunscreen and a water bottle and a whole thing of snacks, you can just bring this one thing. It's very good for on-the-go situations, like when you're rushing around. My family does that a lot. We decided to make this because it saves space and it just makes it easier for everything. Like whenever you take a sip of water, you'll remember to put on sunscreen because a lot of people forget to put on sunscreen a lot. And it makes everything easier when you're going to the beach. This is our prototype. It has a snack compartment at the bottom that you can take off. And then this is the fan that, like, not an actual fan, but it represents the fan that would be there for the spraying on the sunscreen. And then that whole part over there is for the water.
So basically, we got this idea from Snackies. They have like a snack compartment, and you can still drink something out of it. But we just added sunscreen because a lot of people forget, and so that if you're getting a drink of water, you always remember to put on sunscreen. That's it.
Thank you.
Ladies, you did a nice job. I had a couple of questions as far as the engineering or the actual prototype goes. I just have one question: is that did you go out and survey people for this need?
No.
I just was wondering. And did you have a kind of a price point or?
We were thinking around like $12 to $15.
Okay. This is something that you can sell at the store
Yeah.
or down at the shore, or how would you sell this or market it?
Anywhere. I mean, it's mostly directed towards people who live in like hot climates or people just like in the summer. And a good thing about it is that you need, like, we would have sunscreen packets that you specifically have to put in there. So.
To power the motor, you were thinking about using, how would you power the motor to turn the fan?
We were either going to use a small battery or just a manual pump that just like spritz it on you. Yeah.
Thank you.
How big would it be?
So it'd probably be big enough to fit in a cup holder, but also a little bit taller so you can fit more water in it. So yeah, like a little bit taller and a little bit wider.
Okay.
I think you both did a great job, and I think you have a great idea here, because I'm guilty, going to the beach and being out in the sun, and a lot of times not only do you forget to hydrate, but you also do forget to use the sunscreen. I was wondering, how do the individual compartments work, such as where do you put the sunscreen versus where the liquid is, and also the snack?
Right. So basically, it's split in half here. So this half will be for the sunscreen, and basically when you open it, it'd be half and half. So you would be able to put the sunscreen in, and there'd be a straw attached to the cap, so when you open it and like drink from it, you won't drink sunscreen.
Nice job, ladies. Tell me a little bit about where the idea came up from. So you guys are partners, right? You're a team. There's two of you. I'm not sure how you split the profits, 60-40, 50-50. Probably didn't get that far, right? But the idea, where did it start? Did you struggle with what idea to use? Did you each have your own ideas, or were you on the same page from the start? I'd like to hear about the beginning phases of how you got to this point.
We both had different ideas, and then Greta came up with this idea. It was a little bit different. I don't specifically remember what it was about, but it was the same concept. And then I came up with some of the other parts, and then we just put it together, and we got that.
So you didn't struggle with conflict. I want to do this, you want to do that. You were both pretty open-minded.
I mean, friends do have little arguments here and there, so like, it wasn't really like 100% easy, but it was definitely easier than, it was pretty easy.
Conflict or dispute resolution just sounds better than arguments, but no, great job by both of you. Thank you.
Hello, Sharks. My name is Paul Mealy.
And I am Jack Lanning.
So I know most of you have probably found yourself in a situation where you end up like this. And you're trying to stick your hand in the jar to scoop dip out or salsa or something, and it's stuck at the bottom, and now you put your hand out and it's all messy. And most of us don't want to go get another bowl because that's just more work at the end. So those days are over. Introducing the dip lift. So the dip lift is a simple way to keep your hands clean and your dipping maximized. So you can see here, if your dip is at the bottom, or on the sides, you pull this paper clip and everything at the bottom comes to the top. This idea originated, my dad and I were camping in Lake George, and it was just always a hassle because when you're camping you have very little things with you, and so you just bring the jar, and you're worried about another bowl or something or it's spilling, and it's just a hassle. So we came up with this idea, and that's where it started from.
The dip lift is made from BPA-free materials, which means that the dip lift can be washed and reused again. This is a cake pop holder attached to a suction cup so that you can just pull it up and the dip all comes up and you can just take your spoon or whatever and then take it and put it in a bowl.
So back to the being reusable, if you like to make your own dip and have your own jars, you can, after you buy this in the jar, you can take it out and wash it and stick it in your own jars with your own dip. Some of the competitors, it's not so much a competitor as it's, because this is a really original idea. The competitors are, the closest thing that we could find was a thing called chip fingers. They're silicone covers that go over your fingers, and it's so much extra that you have to bring with you, and the dip lift, it's all included in one. Some of the other things that you might be thinking is how much space does it take up in the jar? Like it might cause you to have less dip. It really doesn't. The average American throws out about an ounce of dip because it's stuck to the sides or it's at the bottom and you can't get it. So this is actually saving you and getting you more dip out of your jar.
Any questions?
Nice job, gentlemen. All right, couple quick questions. It appears that the thing is flexible. You might have not all jars are the same size, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I lost you. So you're going to buy the dip and there's going to be one already in the dip jar?
So yeah, it's not marketed towards retailers, it's more marketed toward the manufacturing aspect of things. So the manufacturer, in this case Lay's, they would have their jar, they'd insert the dip lift, fill it with their dip, and it's shown through the pictures, and then sealed and sold. And we came up with a new label too, so it would show that it's inside and it would explain kind of what it is.
And it might be a neat gadget that you could even sell separately, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be.
You know, dippulling.com or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
we can make a website and, explain what our product is and, what it can be used for and where it can be sold and anything like that.
So, great job.
Thank you.
You guys did a great job on that, and I like how it was something that, Paul, you said it was a necessity for a camping trip that you went on, and you probably saw this happens time and time again. I like that you said that consumers might be concerned with the fact that they're missing out on a portion of the dip that would have been in place of the dip lift, but you made a valid point that there's a good possibility we're losing at least 1 ounce of dip because it's getting stuck inside of the container. Do you think any other products would benefit from something like this other than dip or salsa?
It doesn't have to be just dip and salsa. We were trying to make it so that you can also do it with, say like sauce. Like sauce you put on pasta. You can put the sauce in here and you can still lift the thing up and then you can scoop it and then put it on your pasta.
That would mainly get the sauce out from the sides, because usually that stuff is pretty liquidy, so it comes out of the bottom. You're not worried about that. But some of that stuff gets stuck to the sides, so that would help with that too. Good job.
If you actually research any prices that would be associated with actually manufacturing this product?
Yeah, so the prototype with the materials that are in here, it would only be about a few cents more, and I think it was around 25 cents more, but once brought to wholesale, it could be cut down significantly.
Sure, and I like the idea that this could be both, obviously manufactured and also an aftermarket product that you can buy it. So you probably get actually different sizes, right?
Yeah.
For different materials.
Different length sticks, different.
Yeah, so no, it's really ingenious. I like that as well. So I'd like to see that kind of 3D printed out and print it out as a prototype. So actually send me something, maybe we can work on it and then I can send you that prototype. So definitely be great.
Absolutely.
Nice job, guys.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm Caitlin Petak, and I came up with the secret wallet. My idea is not as heartfelt as the self-therapy, which she did amazing on, by the way. But this does cover an issue that I experienced a lot, because I spend a lot of my time in the city, and even though people don't really realize it that much, but there's a lot going behind the scenes that people don't realize. So a lot of the times when I would go into the city, I would see people getting mugged, which I feel like I'm being way too casual about that, but it happens a lot. So I created a small little pouch that you could Velcro to the inside of your shoe, but if you don't have like a tongue in the shoe, you could pretty much Velcro it anywhere. And you could fit like credit cards and dollar bills inside of it, and you could just hide all your belongings. And it works. I'll try it one day, once it gets made. All right, that's it.
Good job. I like your idea. How would you market this?
Like, where would I sell it? Not really sure about that, but I kind of had the idea because it's like goes in your shoe that you'd sell it alongside shoes, like in a Kohl's or something. In that entire giant shoe section, I think they could make some space for this.
Okay. What about people with heels and stuff like that?
That's why I didn't want to like sew it into the shoe. I didn't want to make it like be an actual shoe. It's Velcro tape, so if you wanted, if you didn't have like an actual tongue of a shoe, you could just Velcro it to your sleeve or something.
So you mentioned Velcro tape. Any other materials that you think about for your prototype? Because you think about obviously odors in your shoe and things like that. What was your thoughts about that and picking the right materials, for your particular product?
Well, I did think about that. I wanted to use PUL cloth because it's waterproof and it rains sometimes. I don't want to get into that.
What was the name of that material again? I'm sorry. The hardest thing is trying to figure out how to use this mic tonight, but that's all right.
It's PUL fabric, which I don't actually know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
Because, it's a big word. That's too much for me. But the actual fabric of the thing would be made out of PUL fabric. And the tape on the sides would be TPU, which they're both waterproof materials, and they're pretty cheap, too. So it all works out.
Sounds good. So you got odors, you have moisture, sweat, all that kind of stuff that you have to deal with.
Those two materials are actually also found in diapers.
Sure.
So I think.
Oh, okay. So obviously it would be a good way of testing the product too. You can take it to the next level and dip it in water or sweat and that kind of stuff. I would suggest that, go through the testing process, obviously to see how well the materials kind of hold up over time, but nice job.
Katie, I think you have a great idea here. I know being in the city at times myself, the last thing you want to do is lug around a bag or a purse or something like that. It's a lot easier just having something on your person rather than having to carry something with you. Are you thinking about different sizes as well?
Yes, my main size was targeted towards like sneakers, but then I kind of came across not everyone wears sneakers. So it would have to kind of come in different sizes.
You did a nice job.
Hi, Katie. First off, very confident, upright, eye contact, all that good stuff. It's the most important thing. Even if you have a bad product, right, or a bad idea, you were very well spoken. So that is one of the most difficult parts of selling yourself or selling any product, no matter what it is. So you're going to do fine no matter what you create. And you're going to create something, I know that. You stole my question about the size, thank you very much. What about location, right? Got a pair of shorts and flip-flops. Did you give it some thought, where am I hiding the secret wallet at this point?
Well, like I said before, it's Velcro tape, and as long as you're just not wearing nothing whatsoever, you can put it somewhere.
Well, have you seen the cowboy guy in Times Square? You still get some places you can put it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, just something to think about, right? You want to try and think of anything whenever you're doing everything, but you can never wait till everything's completed to launch anything or get something done. Sometimes you just go and get started and you'll figure it out. So we just like to challenge you with different questions and taking it the next step, because there's always another question. But phenomenal job, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hello Sharks, my name is Patrick and this is my colleague Zach, and we are the co-founders of the concept AutoShot. So So Sharks, have you ever been at your son's, daughter's, nieces, or nephew's first ever soccer game and you see them score their first ever goal? It's amazing, but then, oh no, you forgot to record it. AutoShot solves this problem.
AutoShot is a fully robotic camera that can film soccer, basketball, or football games or practices. It films up to 600 feet with HD. It works by using a single chip inside of the ball. I know, the prototype isn't the best, but there's a chip inside the ball, and it allows a stationary camera to record the game as it occurs. And you could record it without doing a thing.
Inside of the ball, we have shock absorbers that both prevent the chip inside of the ball from interfering with the game, so it stays in the middle, and it also protects the players from getting injuries from hitting the ball or catching the ball too hard on the chip. And this isn't just targeted towards parents and coaches. This is also targeted towards scouts and other people that want to watch games, because they can record it while taking notes at the game, and if they miss anything, they can rewatch it later and still watch the entire game.
Obviously, this would be made inside the ball, because if you cut open a ball, put it in, and then reattach it, it's not going to work as properly. And it has to be like one of these 3 balls, because a lacrosse ball is too hard, it's too small, baseball too small, tennis ball too small, golf ball obviously way too small. So, yeah.
I love the concept, all right? I'm a sports junkie, nut. I wouldn't limit yourself as the first thing. If you're gonna sell anyone, you don't really wanna spend time on what your product can do. What it can do, or potentially do, is actually pretty amazing. This is something I would love to talk about for forever, because I have so many questions and challenges of how it's gonna work out, and I could kind of visually see it. I get a little dizzy when I try to visually think about it. But I just think the concept is amazing. But do not limit yourself to size. I'm a hockey junkie. Who's to say I couldn't be somehow implemented into the inside of a puck, right? There's actually some phenomenal technology out there. Let's talk about hockey, where they're tracking players with these little chips, almost like you would see these guys monitored on video games, right? Where they're monitoring how fast they're going and things of that nature. So, it's technology based, which is where we're all heading. I think it's a great idea, and you guys did a very nice job from start to finish. Thank you.
I too think you have a great concept here. On the technology end of things, I'm curious, is this something that's strictly recorded, or could you possibly have it live streamed, let's say, on the web, if you've got a parent or a relative or even a scout who can't be there but wants to see it unfold live? Would that be something that's available with this product?
Yeah, it would. I actually got the idea for this product off of SoloShot. It's a kind of currently existing thing, but the only problem with that is it can only track one player. So if I was watching recordings of that, you'd see a guy, he'd get the ball, he'd pass it, but then you wouldn't follow him, you'd just keep him on him. So we decided to make this, and it would allow you to live stream, it would allow you to take pictures, it allowed you to record, and all stuff like that normal camera could do.
Great job.
This is great. I was just looking at this as far as technology goes. You said there's only one other company, or is there another company out there?
There is another company out there, it's called Veo, but the problem with that is it's a 360 camera, so it captures everything, but the problem is, even after watching the entire game and not having to record anything, you still have to click on the screen and monitor it to turn it into an actual video in post-production. So what we wanted here is to have it fully automatic and have no job to do by the human.
I concur with Mr. Brennan as far as not limiting your technology. I can think about this with drones, for example, using this technology, and having this camera technology that you can record. So not just using it into a ball or a piece of athletic equipment, but suggesting that you can adapt this technology into other types of technology as far as, as I said, drone equipment. So not, pigeonholing yourself to one, this is fantastic. I guess you would actually create an app. Did you look into that?
Yeah, we have looked into that, but not a lot. So you could, on the app, you could record again and post stuff, and then you could have it all saved on the app and keep it there for whenever you need it.
This is fantastic. You can explore this from like 10 different directions. So nice job, guys.
Thank you.
First of all, good job. I just don't understand where the picture's coming
Well, the picture, like the camera that's being
Yes.
recorded. Okay, so the camera is going to be somewhere like, I don't know, like if you're watching a game, it'd be like on bleachers or something.
from. Okay.
And like the camera moves following where the ball is. So like the ball doesn't, like nothing inside the ball records it. It's out here and it's watching like how the ball, it turns where the ball
So
is.
it's following the ball?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Great idea.
Thank you.
I love that.
Any more questions?
All right. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Christina Schnella and I take Ms. Stigler's 9th period 6th grade Foundations Lab class. Speaking of Ms. Stigler, I would like to thank her for making the Shark Tank project a reality. I would like to also thank Ms. Yost for helping with my project and the judges in front of me for helping do this, and everyone in the audience for coming out and supporting the Vernon STEM program. So my idea is a new school store for Glen Meadow. So if you aren't aware of the school store that is already in the school, kids that go to Glen Meadow, it is only functioning with Meadow Money. And Meadow Money, for all the people that don't know, is it's paper money that the school officials hand out if you have done respectable and responsible behavior throughout the school. But the problem with that is that most teachers don't hand it out to the students. So my idea is to make a school store that accepts real money and Meadow Money as well, because we can't just get rid of Meadow Money altogether. But one thing that I did do was take a survey from the students. And most students didn't like it. There was lots of negative things towards the Meadow Money. But for the teachers, which we also surveyed, it was more positive. So to help with this, actually, let me backtrack. We also got more information from this survey that I got everyone to take. Out of 424 people, 394 said that they get 0 to 5 Meadow Money in a week, which is obviously a problem. And 254 said that they would like to see Vernon Pride clothing in the Meadow Money, in the store. So to do the Vernon Pride clothing, my idea to come up with designs was to have a raffle for someone to either A, make a design and put it on the clothing, which would be sweatshirts, socks, t-shirts, etc. And then there would be a contest to see who could make the official Glen Meadow Middle School logo to put on all the apparel. And then that's really all there is to the store. So if the judges have any questions, then it's time for that.
Hi, Tina.
There's Vanessa.
I think you have a great job. You've done a great job here. I did have a question. I like that you want to continue the use of Meadow Money. You see the positive in it, and perhaps just getting the word out will make this something that's utilized more than what it is. With the school store with actual money as well. So what you're saying is students could come in and purchase these items with just cash they have in their pocket.
Yes.
Do you have enough inventory right now in the store to accommodate that? So if tomorrow, Monday, you have kids coming in and spending $20 here and $10 there, and do you think you have enough inventory now, or would you have to then take that money and purchase the apparel and things like that you're speaking of?
Yes, we'd have to really, I was planning for it to happen in the future, not starting tomorrow. Because obviously just a thought at this point. So if it were to actually happen, we'd have to get inventory first, because currently at the school store, they aren't selling the items that I would like to have in there. I thought it would be pencils, pens, notebooks, folders, education-related items like that, along with some other knickknacks and stuff that could also go in there, like earbuds and stuff like that.
Okay, very nice. All right, so I had a couple questions. Even though I've had 4 kids go through the school, there's actually a school store there now.
Yes, Miss Yost currently runs it.
Okay, and you're not a huge fan of what it has to offer.
No offense, Mrs. Yost, but no.
It's okay. This is your show. I mean, I love the concept, something new, right? And
Yeah.
you went and you took a poll as to what people want and what they like, what they don't like. I mean, rather than just taking a stab in the dark, because your opinion, your ideas could be not, your tastes are different than others. So you have to separate yourself if you want to have a successful business and find out what the masses like, what they like, and not necessarily just what you like, which is phenomenal. A new school store, very simple. I mean, that's a catchy name, believe it or not. You could put that up there and it would be successful. Can you tell me currently what the highest and lowest price items are in the Glen Middle School, approximately?
I think the highest item that I found was 100 Meadow Money, and it was a signed devil's puck that they advertised on the
Okay,
TVs.
is that equivalent to, does that translate into pesos or American dollars? What is 100 Meadow dollars worth?
Well, I actually don't have any on me, which is kind of a shame. I should have thought about that. But it's just, it has like a Vernon-ish logo on it. I'm pretty sure it's a Viking head, but I'm not 100% sure because I've barely gotten any. But it's one of them. There's not $5, or there's not 5 Meadow Money. One color would equal 5. It's
Right.
1 equals 1. So
100 Meadow dollars is the equivalent to a $1 maybe, or?
I bet you 100 Meadow Money would probably be the equivalent to, if you were looking at a signed Devil's Puck, it'd probably be equivalent to about $100.
I'm not a Devils fan, by the way.
Yeah, I don't even like hockey. I don't watch hockey.
All right, you're not helping me, cause. All right, so with your store, I like the fact they're real money, right? Because every time I go downstairs to leave the house, the kids are gone before me. I have a money clip, and there's never any money because they just, take it all between the 4 of them. So what would the price range be? Low items to highest dollar value that someone would purchase? Would $10 be your most expensive item? 50 cents less? What are you thinking about?
So 50 cents would be the least amount of item, which would probably be a pencil, a couple pencils. And then the highest price item will probably be the sweatshirt with the logo on it from Vernon that the students are going to create once we actually have this eventually, hopefully.
All right, add some color to that. A new school store coming soon. I love it.
Did you ever think, or do you have any thoughts about how to expand the school store besides selling products? Could it be utilized in other ways as far as fundraising? Did you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I actually did think about that. So I'm not sure if any of you guys saw this, but there was a trifold outside for the band fundraiser. Rebecca and Noel, they were on to raise $10,000 for the band to get soundproofing. So I wanted some of that to go to that, them helping Mrs. Young and Mr. Taylor, Mr. Jenkins, all the band directors at our school with that. And I also wanted to do it, Rebecca's giving me the thumbs up from the audience. I also wanted to donate some of it to Mallory's Army, which her mom came to our school early this year and did her presentation. And I really like that, so I want to do that too, donate her some of them.
Yeah, that would be great because you can use that as a vehicle to fundraise or expand and allowing using real money, American money to obviously use that. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. So great idea.
Thank you.
Great idea. I like the way you got everybody involved with the surveys and all of that, and got everybody else's opinions. I didn't even know there was a school or a store.
So at this point, we are going to have the sharks go into a secluded location. Think of this as a very short intermission. We will have them deliberate, look at their rubrics, and we will choose a winner. So stay tuned. It should only be a few minutes, unless there's going to be a real heated debate and battle here, I don't know. But stay tuned. We'll be right back out. We'll award a winner, and we will give out the prize. All right, we're back. Now, I have to say, you might expect I would say this, that it was a real tough choice. But it actually was a tough choice. I'm not just saying that. All the Sharks went back and forth they would say their number one, they said, but this number two was really, this number three was really close. So it was a deliberation. So I want to just say overall, just very proud of the students for their hard work. So one more round of applause for them. Just because this is all about suspense. I see Matt and Mason back there. Can you guys just come down real quick? You don't know I'm going to do this, but why not? So, coming up next, we're going to have the high school hackathon. Now, watch your step, boys. The reason I'm bringing these guys up is because these guys are two of the people that are going to be doing the hackathon. And just a couple of years ago, they were doing the Shark Tank. So that's pretty neat. When I'm looking across at some of these wonderful Shark Tank participants, I'm thinking, in a couple of years, you're going to be locked in the high school for 12 hours doing the hackathon. So it's really, really pretty neat. And so I want to just quickly get your, what was the experience like for you to do Shark Tank? And then how are you feeling about the hackathon coming up?
Okay, so Shark Tank, when we did it was a bit more interesting. So when we went there, we had to wait for a lot more groups to go. So the whole suspense before we went was really there. And then having the other groups go and watching what they did and what we could do to improve on it was really the cool part about it.
I'd like to add what he was saying with the suspense part. It was kind of annoying to wait around a little bit. This went way faster, so it's improved over the years compared to when we did it. And you could, of course, tell the groups were really prepared for what they were supposed to be doing. A lot of the groups really got to it and really thought through their project. We probably practiced so many times before when we did it, and then it worked out in the end to exactly what we wanted it to be.
Good. Now, how are you feeling about the hackathon coming up?
It's going to be very interesting staying up all night.
Good. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Can we have everybody do a... Okay, so the winner, keep it going, come on. The winner of Shark Tank is Self Therapy. Come on down. Mr. Shea, what has she won? You just won Shark Tank. What would you like to tell your fans?
Thank you.
Mr. Shea, what has she won?
All right, so first, here's a Amazon gift card. And then we're going to give you two of anything in the box. So we have mini drones, wireless earbuds, a Bluetooth speaker, and a mouse if you want to use it for. So choose any two. The earbuds are a good choice.
Yeah, obviously.
And the mouse? All right, cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.